The world can be a scary place, even when things seem normal on the surface. The story of Vishal Malhotra is a terrible reminder that innocence can be shattered in an instant. On a day filled with joy, the royal wedding, a young boy's life was ripped away. His family and everyone who knew him were left heartbroken and confused. Vishal disappeared on July 29, 1981, the same day as the royal wedding. This happy day turned into a nightmare for the Malhotra family. Vishal was a bright, independent boy, and his disappearance left a huge hole in everyone's lives. The search for him never stopped, but sadly, the truth about what happened has never been completely clear. Months later, what was left of Vishal was found. This discovery only made things worse for his family.
Thought that there's very little hope. I was just hoping that something, he would still be alive.
They still have so many questions. They may never get answers. This story is going to be difficult to hear. It will make you question how people can be so cruel. But it's important to hear Vishal's story. We need to keep asking for justice, even if it feels like no one is listening. We can only hope that someday his family will find some kind of peace. Hey guys, welcome back to your go-to place of dark and captivating true crime stories. We're here at Crimeco to unearth the mysteries that haunt us all, bringing you the stories that'll leave you intrigued. If you dig our content, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. It helps us keep bringing the chills. Now grab a drink, snuggle up, and get ready to crack open another crazy case with your favorite crew. Alright then, let's dive in. Vishal vanished in Putney, London. Putney isn't a bad place. It's a leafy neighborhood with cute houses along a famous river. It's a place where families raise kids, a place you wouldn't expect something awful to happen. But that's what makes this case so creepy. Vishal Malhotra was born in India in 1972. When he was just 6, his family moved from Sri Lanka to a new life in London. Even though moving can be tough, Vishal was a happy, friendly kid who made friends easily. The Malhotra family settled in Putney, South London. Vishal's dad was a lawyer, and his mom ran a jewelry business back in India for a while. Vishal had a younger sister named Mamta. Vishal was curious and independent for his age. He was bright and outgoing, and his family trusted him to walk to school by himself. It shows how safe they felt in their neighborhood. The more we learn about Vishal, the more we see what a promising future he had ahead of him. But sadly, his life was cut short in a terrible way, and his family would never be the same. Vishal vanished in July 1981, and his family's world turned upside down. Time seemed to stop as they desperately searched for him. The London police jumped into action, throwing everything they had at finding Vishal. Helicopters with heat sensors scanned the area. Officers combed every park and street, and even dragged the Thames River. The theories were all over the place. Maybe Vishal somehow tried to fly back to India by himself. His family knew this wasn't true. Maybe he was snatched by a racist gang, a scary thought. The police even asked for help from Interpol, a worldwide police group, to see if anyone had spotted Vishal anywhere else. They talked to a ton of people, 14,000. Following every clue they could find. Weeks turned into months, and Vishal's family's hopes started to fade. Then, almost 7 months after he vanished, in February 1982, something awful happened. They'd found parts of a young boy's body in a swampy area on a farm far away from London. The remains turned out to be Vishal's. This discovery was a huge blow, but it also lit a new fire under the police investigation. Dozens of officers swarmed the area, digging and searching for anything they could find. They uncovered more bone fragments, but no clothes at all. This detail was chilling. It suggested something horrible, maybe even sexual abuse. As more facts came to light, theories started flying around. The police wondered if this crime was connected to other bad guys or even dark organizations. The investigation took a dark turn. leading them into a world of evil that nobody wanted to face. The more the police dug into Vishal's case, the worse it got. A terrible story started to come together, a story about the last moments of Vishal's life. It's a tough story to hear, but it shows just how evil people can be. On that day in July 1981, Vishal got separated from his nanny and his sister. He was a trusting kid who knew his way around, so he decided to walk home alone. It was a short walk, one he'd done many times before, but this time something terrible happened. The police believe someone, or maybe even a few people, with bad intentions approached Vishal. They lured him away from the safe streets he knew, and that's where things went horribly wrong. We'll never know exactly how they convinced Vishal to go with them, but the fact that they found his remains with no clothes tells a terrible story. It hints at awful things happening to him before his life was cut short in the worst way possible. The hunt for Vishal never stopped. Even though time was passing, the police and Vishal's family wouldn't give up. Right after he vanished, it was a race against time. Helicopters with heat sensors searched from the sky, and officers on the ground scoured every park and street, even dragging the Thames River. The theories about what happened were all over the place. One idea was that Vishal somehow tried to fly back to India by himself, but his family knew that wasn't true. Another scary thought was that he was grabbed by a racist gang. The police even asked for help from Interpol, an international police group, to see if anyone had spotted Vishal anywhere else in the world. Months dragged on with no sign of Vishal. Then, in February 1982, everything changed. They found parts of a young boy's body in a swampy area on a farm far outside London. The remains turned out to be Vishal's. This discovery was a punch to the gut, but it also lit a fire under the investigation. Dozens of officers swarmed the area, digging for any clue they could find. The more they dug, the worse it got. They realized Vishal had been buried without clothes, which hinted at something awful. The investigation took a dark turn, leading them into a world of evil no one wanted to face. Years passed, and new leads popped up here and there. The police wondered if this crime was connected to other bad guys, or even dark organizations. Vishal's family never gave up hope. Their love for their son kept them going, and they knew they had to find the truth, no matter how painful it was. Throughout this whole ordeal, two things have shone brightly: the love of Vishal's family and the dedication of the investigators. They never gave up on finding the truth, no matter how difficult it was. Even though we may never know exactly what happened to Vishal, the story lives on. It reminds us to be vigilant, to care about each other, and to fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Vishal's story is heartbreaking. There's no getting around it. It makes you appreciate how precious life is and how fragile innocence can be. But even in this darkness, there's a flicker of light. Vishal's family and the investigators on the case never gave up. They fought for the truth, no matter how long it took. Their strength is inspiring. Even though we might never know all the details, Vishal's memory will live on. It's a reminder to stay alert, to be kind to each other, and to protect those who can't protect themselves. This story isn't just about sadness, it's about hope too. The human spirit is strong, and even after a terrible loss, we can find a way to heal. Vishal's life, though short, will leave a mark. Let his memory remind us to cherish every moment and to treat everyone with dignity and respect. That's how we can truly honor him. All right, guys, before you dash off into the night, don't forget to hit that like button. Lets us know you're digging the content, and that keeps the creepy cases coming your way. While you're at it, smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. You don't want to miss our next dive into the mysterious unknown. Thanks for joining us on this journey. We'll see you on the flip side for another mind-blowing case. Until then, stay curious.